Hey, it's Mike. Thanks for tuning back in. I've got my shirt on that my kids, I don't remember if I've shown this already. My kids got this for me for Father's Day. I'm super hip, as the kids say. It's funny. Yesterday, I did the video playfully jabbing at Dustin, Sports Card Dad. Dustin came into the comments and very graciously said, yeah, it's more nuanced than I originally said. And it is. And there's a lot of nuance to unauthenticated autographs. And I appreciate Dustin being in there and responding to some of the comments. Today, I have a lot of really interesting things because the Heritage auctions, um, a big auction ended, and there's a lot of really interesting stuff. This show I do every Sunday. It's called Clearing the Bases. It's where I clear out my browser tabs of all the things that I found interesting in the past week that didn't amount to a single video, but little newsy updates, collectibles updates that I enjoy. You're not going to find a whole lot of industry news in here because that type of stuff generally doesn't interest me that much. All right, let's jump right in. Clearing the Bases is sponsored by Iron Guard Supplies. Iron Guard, you can get kits of various supplies. You can just go in and get 9-pocket card binder pages, sleeves, top loaders, semi-rigids, magna armor, all kinds of stuff. And you can enter JunkWax20 as a code to get 20% off through ironguardsupplies.com. I have a link in the description that you can click through. Let's jump in. First of all, I found this really interesting. On the Saber Baseball Cards blog, which is really good, saberbaseballcards.blog, they solved the Frank Thomas mystery at this Saber convention. They had Dan Evans, who was the former assistant GM of the White Sox, who drafted Frank Thomas, and they were doing a giveaway of this Frank Thomas rookie card, and they gave it to Dan Evans, and he called or texted Frank Thomas and said, "Hey, who was on this card?" Because everybody has wanted to know for a long time. I know I have. I tried doing some research on a little while ago, and it was Frank Thomas responded right back and said it was Seton Hall sensation and future Red Sox unassisted triple play turner John Valentin. This is awesome, by the way. I'm really excited to not only learn who this is, but to find out that it's John Valentin. It was taken at the 1987 College World Series South Regional 1 in Huntsville. Um, Auburn won 22-1. So I thought that was really, really neat. John Valentin, of course, had a really nice career with the Red Sox. He WAR of 32.5, probably mostly for his defense. Yeah, I mean, he led the league in defensive WAR twice. Made a nice career, $33 million just in salary. Led the league in doubles one time. Yeah, really nice career. 109 OPS plus. I was excited. He might even be in the Red Sox Hall of Fame, maybe. I'm not sure. All right, moving along to this SGC 9 mantle coming to auction this fall, I think it says. Yes. So this traces its origin to the famous Al Rosen find of virtually untouched 1952 Topps high numbers in 1986. And then an SGC 8 mantle sold for $600,000 just 6 months ago. I'm guessing the card carries a pre-sale estimate of $6 million plus. Whew. Let me know in comments if you think that's a $6 million card. Nothing big here. Thieves broke into a Natick, Mass hobby shop last weekend, stealing thousands of cards and merchandise. It would be difficult to break in and not steal thousands of dollars in merchandise, I think. Jeter is going to be an Arena Club company rep at the National. Apparently not signing autographs, but just a company rep. So you may see Derek Jeter at the National. I guess he will probably have a lot of security around him. And then this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar 10. This is 0.45% of these that have been graded by PSA have earned the 10 grade. And that is in PWCC's latest auctions. Oh, yeah, there are 14 of them that are graded a 10. And then this 1996 Select Certified Derek Jeter Mirror Gold, graded a 10. Print run of just 30 copies. Average pull rate of 1 per every 2,160 boxes, making it one of Jeter's scarcest early issues. Thought that was neat. I'm not a Jeter guy, of course, but love to have that. And then we have a suspected shop thief was captured, not the Natick, Mass one, but this one was in Pennsylvania. He was pulled over on a traffic stop and then tried to run, taken into custody. I want to know how they figured out he was the LC, the card shop thief. It just says they began focusing on individuals who are familiar with the sports card market from across the Mid Atlantic region. I don't know. Mickey Mantle bat from his the early 1960s, graded a PSA DNU GU 9.5 with a typewritten note with Mantle's signature proving that it was his. Sold for 400 grand. Uh, the second most expensive item was over 100 years old, 1923 World Series. A ball believed to have been hit by Babe Ruth for his third home run during that series. Sold for $317,000. Spent the last 35 years in a private collection. Ted Williams, 1954 Red Sox road jersey. Sold for $152,000. That surprises me that it was sold for that much. So pretty neat. Here come a lot of Heritage Auctions finishing sales from Friday night. A Hank Aaron 1956 Topps PSA 9 sold for $48,000. Only two graded higher than this. And then a no name on front, Frank Thomas. Speaking of Frank, PSA 8 sold for $10,800. Still want this card. I'll never have one. This one's interesting. 1968 Topps 3D Roberto Clemente PSA 8 sold for $37,200. This is a really rare, as you can imagine, really rare issue. Maybe I'll do a video on the Topps 3D. Topps was testing, I think it even says, no, it just says Topps 3D. They're testing various projects utilizing a wide assortment of treatments and formats to enhance sales. A full 2 years before Kellogg's picked up the Exograph technology, I think is how it's pronounced. Yeah, I thought that was neat. 37 grand for a late career Clemente card because of the scarcity. Very neat. Here's a Gaudi baseball store window display, 1933. This is rare. Sold for $8,100. You got the Babe here. Really neat. And then Garbage Pail Kids, 3 unopened packs graded by PSA, all PSA 8. Sold for $1,260. I feel like that's low. I don't know. This is from Series 1 wax pack. I'm really surprised at how low these sold for. What do you guys think? I don't know. I feel like I'd pay $400 for one. I don't know. Of course, you'd have to pay more to get one. Here, speaking of mantles, here's a PSA 6 sold for $186,000. Oh, speaking of which, sorry, I just remembered. This is the Cheese Box find. I did a video on this Friday, Attic Find Friday video a couple months ago when this first came in the news. A man named Terry, if I remember correctly, found this. His brother had saved it all these years, and it was his when he was a kid. Really cool story. So Terry gets himself $186,000. Well, less because this includes the buyer's premium. But good for Terry. 1916 Famous and Bar Babe Ruth PSA 4 sold for $645,000. There's the Famous and Bar right there. Very awesome. Very cool. These are very rare. Does it say how rare this is? Let's see. Only 7 examples with the Famous and Bar back exist in the full PSA pop, with this example ranking at dead center of that tiny population. Very neat. Signed 1952 Bowman Mickey Mantle PSA 5 with a 9 on the auto sold for $99,000. Whew, that's awesome. 1939 play ball Ted Williams. Every time I look at this, and tell me if I'm crazy, every time I look at this, I feel like at a quick glance it looks like DiMaggio, the face. I don't know. 40 grand, PSA 8. Over 1,200 PSA submissions. This is one of just 88 examples graded an 8 with only 13 graded higher. I did a video a long time ago about, I think, this very card grading a 9 or a 10. Long time ago, very early in my YouTube journey. This is a Pop 7, only one higher, Satchel Paige, 4849 Leaf, SGC 7, sold for $96,000. Look at the centering on that. That is amazing. So nice. And then 1993 Topps Finest Baseball Refractor, complete set of 199 cards, sold for $55,200. This is number 11 on the PSA set registry. You got to wonder how much it would sell for, how much the number one would sell for. And I've got, I wish I could zoom in on this. Can I? Yeah, I can. Yeah, like these are nines, nines, nines. I don't see any tens at quick glance. A lot of nines. Oh, there's a 10 of Terry Pendleton. Braves star-ish. Yeah, what do you think that would sell if it were the number one? Would it clear six figures? Is there that much of a difference? I'll have more on the PSA set registry this week. I have a big for me card coming in the mail tomorrow. And then this is the original 2007 Apple iPhone factory sealed first release, 4 GB. Still has about 8 hours left, but right now it is at $55,000. Let's see if it's gone up since I opened it. Nope, 7.5 hours to go. $55,000 for the first iPhone, first released, factory sealed. Will it hit six figures? Retailed for $500 in 2007. Let's see. Last one was sold for 64,000, 63,000. So probably will not, estimated 50 to 100. Yeah, probably won't get to six figures, but I'll be interested to know. Then I've got some tweets here, two of them from the collectibles guru, who I try to avoid putting his tweets out there because he generally steals tweets and photos and doesn't give credit to the people who put them in. But I couldn't find where this was. 2022 Bowman University Victor Wembanyama base card, first Bowman PSA 10, sold for $8,000. There is a I don't understand that market. Why would you spend $8,000 for a base card? You're starving for Wembanyama cards. Just wait, unless you think you're going to flip it for 10,000 or 12,000, which is crazy. Just wait until there are more cards out there. And then Paul Lesko says, check back in a year, and I'll bet that's a $400 card. 100% right. I'll be surprised if it's even a $1,000 card. Somebody says, excuse me, it's money laundering, 0% chance this is a real sale. I don't think so. And then another collectibles guru just graded this Grail Michael Jordan card received a dual PSA 10 auto. I would have used the PSA tweet where they say this is a PSA, it's a Pop 1. It's pretty obvious it's a Pop 1 because it's a 10 and a 10, and it's hand numbered to 23. Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. Last BGS 9.5 sold for over $250,000. Pretty cool. And then card porn. I don't understand this, but it's, I guess, interesting enough to note. After 2 years of collecting and countless submissions, the Card Messiah 19 has completed the holy grail of card sets, the 2019-20 Prism complete set of 53 rookie cards in SGC 1 condition. And this is the year with Ja Morant. You see Ja Morant right there. It's got uh, Zion Williamson over here. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would do this, but it's interesting enough to note. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Tonight, I am interviewing Orlando of A Collector's Dream. I'm really excited about that. I'll probably post that tomorrow. I have some cards coming in the mail this week that to me are big. I'm really excited for them. I've got a video a day until the national, thanks to Splendid Sports Cards, Adam, his idea. I loved it. So stick around, click that subscribe button if you're new here. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.